All right, so the idea of this is to give us about 2 minutes of dense science really quickly to be able to lecture at my students, just to give them the context of where I was when we left off and to kind of push it a little bit further. So we talked about genetics before we left, and in that genetics, we were talking specifically about DNA next. And last time I talked about how DNA is compared to, well, like a library. And in that library, there are books, like genes, and those genes have letters in them. Those letters actually are the A's, T's, C's, and G's of the code of DNA. And the interesting thing about it is that what I think about this now is that the books are closed, and that's methylation of the DNA to silent genes. And the silencing of the genes to make sure that they're closed and not actually expressed is not as simple as overexpressing proteins. It's actually like having different libraries in different parts of your body. And by having different libraries in different parts of your body is able to specialize. Consider this. All of these books aren't necessary for me to be able to read at this stage in my life. Or maybe they're not appealing to me at all. Some of them are maybe for my wife. Some of them are maybe not for me but my kids. And looking at that, those different parts of the world, those different areas of my family are kind of like different parts of the body. And in that respect, there are different expressions. Like, for example, here. One of my favorite books, Walk in My Pocket by Dr. Seuss. I don't read this right now, but it's good for my children. They are able to read it, and in that respect, that's like a gene expressing itself in another part of the body. It's almost like this. If this is something for your brain, right, as far as being expressed as a neurotransmitter protein or something in a certain respect to be able to carry on the information, or your lungs, or your heart, or your liver, right? In all of these different aspects. This might be for another part of your body that earlier on was being coded for, something that makes you actually grow. See, not only do genes have different libraries, but the libraries turn off and on at different stages in our life. So since this book is appropriate for my children, it might not be appropriate for me now. And in that respect, we'll leave it from there.